Hey guys, LevelCap here, and welcome to another episode of This Week in Gaming. Server lag that has been plaguing Battlefield 1 since the latest DLC's launch is still present, despite DICE pushing a massive patch to fix it. Players, especially in European regions, are reporting rubber banding, vaulting not working, weapon switching not working, and more issues. Unlike network lag, which is caused by a high ping, server lag is a server-side issue. This basically means it affects all players on the server regardless of their connection quality. DICE is getting ready to push a new patch to the CTE servers that will hopefully improve the situation. The patch will also include a number of tweaks to the game. Such tweaks include the Tripwire HE will do 85 damage, which is enough for an assist counts as kill against players using the flak specialization. Elite pickups have been removed from TDM and domination game modes, about damn time. Setting motion blur to 0 will totally disable the motion blur system, giving some performance gains, and an option to disable chromatic aberration has been added. This patch will most likely release on Monday. Future patches are also in the works to address player feedback. Some interesting fixes that DICE is working on in CTE right now include the spawning on dead player issue, where basically you select a living player, you hit the spawn button, and your camera takes the time to fly in, and during that time they could actually have been killed off. Well, if the game detects that they've been killed off by the time your camera flies in, it'll just fly back out to the spawn screen. So it's not a perfect solution, but because DICE added in a flying in camera animation to the spawning sequence, it basically is the only thing they can do right now, aside from getting rid of the fly-in animation. They're also working on a rework for crouch sliding to try and prevent its abuse mid-firefight. International PUBG players will be happy to hear more servers and modes are coming to OCE, SA, and SEA servers after mid-October. Specifically, Squad First-Person Perspective will be available on OCE servers, and Dual First-Person Perspective will be available on SA and SEA servers. An exact date for the new servers will be announced in 2 weeks. Players in these regions have been requesting better server support for months. Bluehole's concern is that adding new game modes in low population areas would make getting full matches harder for those players. As for the patches, the Week 27 patch is now live. It's a minor one that addresses a few bugs and adds a new setting for adjusting zoom in and zoom out speed of the world map. In our final bit of PUBG news, Bluehole have created a subsidiary called PUBG Corp to handle the game from now on. This includes all development and global business opportunities like esports tournaments or events. PUBG Corp will also open new offices in Europe and Japan. Players shouldn't notice anything different regarding the game's development, but according to Bluehole, the move will allow for more flexibility in how the game is handled. Fortnite's free-to-play Battle Royale mode racked up 1 million players on its first day of release. Available on PC, Xbox One, and PS4, the somewhat controversial game might not be the incredible overnight success that PUBG is, but it's certainly in the realm of competition. Support for 4-man squads was added to Fortnite at launch. The devs are currently focused on reworking the weapon mechanics. Call of Duty World War II PC beta is up and running. It includes 4 maps, 5 game modes, 5 divisions, and a level cap set to 35. PC-specific options include native 4K support, ultra-wide monitor support, an FOV slider, a manual FPS cap that can be set as high as 250 FPS. Future PC options planned for the launch are HDR and multi-monitor support. Generally speaking, I've enjoyed my time with the beta. On my system it runs without issue, but some players have reported performance problems. If you want my full first impressions review of the beta, be sure to check out the video I did on it. Since the PC beta's launch, the devs have already pushed a minor patch that significantly nerfs the SMGs. Connection and crashing issues are also being worked on. News about Bioware's Destiny-like Anthem game have been in short supply since its reveal at E3 this year. Fortunately, it looks like actual info might be coming soon. The game director on Anthem tweeted this week that the game will be getting a beta. The beta is most likely still several months away though. Ghost Recon Wildlands PvP mode, Ghost War, will launch on October 10th. Everyone who owns Wildlands will get Ghost War in a free update. I covered the beta on my Twitch channel and in a proper video, both of which you can check out in the description. Post-launch support will include new game modes, maps, and classes. Hopefully Ubisoft are working on something that makes better use of the massive open world they created for Wildlands, like a battle royale or survival game mode. A standalone version of Ghost War would also be cool. The upcoming RPG brawler Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor ruffled some feathers recently with a paid memorial DLC dedicated to the memory of the game's executive producer Michael Forgey. Revenue from the DLC sales was to be given to Forgey's wife and children. The campaign was quickly wrapped up in controversy though. Initially it seemed like it was only the revenue from sales in the States would go to the family. The game's publisher, Warner Brothers, was going to take sales from all regions and give it to Forgey's family, but couldn't clarify that publicly for legal reasons. In response to the outcry and confusion, Warner Brothers has decided to make the DLC free and simply donate a lump sum to Forgey's family. People that already bought the DLC will get a full refund. Frictional Games is hard at work on their next two titles. Their previous games include Amnesia: The Dark Descent and SOMA, both of which have been hugely successful both financially and critically. Amnesia is considered to be one of the titles that has re-energized the horror game scene after other tentpole franchises of the genre like Resident Evil and Silent Hill lost their steam. One of their new titles is in full production. An announcement regarding the game will most likely be made in the first half of the next year. The second game won't see active development until a new version of the studio's in-house game engine has been finished. Blizzard are working on a mobile RTS MMO hybrid game. The news of the game broke following a job listing at Blizzard that was quickly taken down. It's possible Blizzard will announce something regarding the unannounced game during BlizzCon in November. Red Dead Redemption 2 has a new trailer. Its previous trailer was released 11 months ago and revealed little if anything about the game. We now know the upcoming game will be a prequel to the original title. Arthur Morgan, a member of Dutch's gang, is the main character. Whether or not Red Dead Redemption 2 will feature multiple playable characters like GTA 5 is unclear, but the trailer is full of characters that would probably make for some interesting gameplay. The game is scheduled for a release in spring of next year on Xbox One and PS4. No PC port has been announced. The SNES Classic Edition launch went much better than Nintendo's previous retro console release. Most physical stores had enough units to go around, but online retailers sold out of the device in minutes. Amazon and other companies had promised to email people when the pre-orders would be available for the console if they requested it, but they failed to do so thanks to an overwhelming surge of bots set up to purchase it as soon as possible. The most recent update for Elite Dangerous has been released. Version 2.4 adds the Thargoids as a hostile alien race. It's their first appearance in an Elite Dangerous game in many years. Initially, it seemed like the ships were invulnerable, but players quickly discovered weak spots that can be hit to damage them. The addition of the Thargoids is part of Elite's ongoing player-shaped lore system and is the first major content addition since Planetary Landing was added to the game several months back. In our final story this week, Valve have removed 173 cash grab games from Steam. The majority of these games were developed by known asset flippers and were explicitly designed to generate revenue via Steam's trading card system. Such titles have flooded Steam since Valve replaced the Greenlight system with Steam Direct. The new service charges $100 for developers to get their games listed on Steam. While that didn't prevent independent developers from getting their games on Steam, a lack of oversight from Valve was clearly taken advantage of. Valve has promised not to curate what games got approved via Steam Direct too heavily to avoid denying games that customers might actually enjoy. Valve haven't announced any changes to their Steam Direct policies, but are clearly working to combat the problem. Anyhow, that wraps it up for today's episode of This Week in Gaming. I think I'm most looking forward to whatever the next upcoming vanilla patch is for Battlefield 1 that brings in the new gun mechanics and other fixes to the base game. As always guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. This is Level Cap, signing off.